still mainstream too. Here every week for you on Comics.
Hello and welcome to COMX-TV. This is
Steve.
And I'm Mike. And we are your weekly guide to the comic book world. Each week we provide you with, what do we provide with?
Everything. Previews, reviews, news, cards, shows, up-and-coming shows, which are very few.
Interviews, anything to do with the comic book world, we bring to you every week.
Right into your living room, bedroom, kitchen, bathroom.
Live and in living color, just like whatever. So, I have no joke for that.
Whatever, and I'm not going to say a joke to that.
So, we're going to kick off this week's show with our weekly comics news, and Steve shall begin it.
I'm going to begin it. Okay, here we go again. Another new release date for the Fantastic Four movie, which was supposed to be released a month and a half ago, then a month ago, then 2 weeks ago, then this week, then in December. Now, actual opening date, give or take, quote unquote.
Month.
January 21st, it will be released in the States. I think it's not even going to be released, that it's only going to be released on home video, but that's my own opinion. So
I know there was, down in Florida, they had what was called PowerCon. It was a show down there, and the stars of the Fantastic Four were supposed to be down there. No, I have no idea whether they were or not, whether it made a difference either.
I'm glad I didn't go stand in line to see the movie, because I'd still be standing in line.
Yes, you would. And still talking about movies, the start of filming for the upcoming Judge Dredd movie starring Sly Stallone has been pushed back from February 94 to June 94.
What are they doing, Mike?
So there's another 6 months that it's going to take 6 months longer before that book or movie comes out.
So I guess you're just going to have to read the book. Okay, my second one. This one is a good one. Fox has a new animated series in production. Spider-Man, the animated series, done by the same people who do the Batman animated series. If it's anything like the Batman animated series, it's going to be fabulous. That could be a good time, and I'm really looking forward to seeing that.
Yeah, I've caught portions of the Batman one. It's pretty good. And I got several independent items, news items. First off, Diamond Comics has approved a proposal to allow retailers to purchase comics from small press publishers at cost.
Wow.
So that way they will be able to give them a shot. If they like them, then they can order them. If they don't, they pay for it at cost. So that's a real good deal. I mean, we're talking 50 cents a book, stuff like that, and that's a good way for a publisher.
Wish they'd give them to the consumers
retailers
for cost, though. That would be real nice.
Nobody would make money, and we would not have a show then.
Sure we would. We just have more books.
And lastly, Raging Rhino Productions out of Hollywood, Florida has announced a unique distribution deal where any title that they have that doesn't sell in a retailer shop can be returned to Raging Rhino for full credit.
Cool.
This will provide the retailers with the opportunity to carry Raging Rhino titles and not have to worry about having overstock that's just going to sit there and never be sold. So they feel very strongly about their books, and it's a good deal.
That's very unusual, because normally it's if you purchase a book at a retailer for a store, you purchase 100 of them. If you sell 20 of them, you're stuck with 80.
Yeah.
And that's when you find them wonderful books in the 50-cent bins and the dollar bins when they sell for $2.75 and all.
Yep. And lastly, this week, as we've mentioned for several weeks now, we are going to have a big giveaway.
Big giveaway.
Almost
bigger than me.
I was going to say almost as big as
I
Steve.
knew it was coming, so I figured I'd say it.
He said bigger than him. It's going to be big. We're going to have signed editions. We're going to have books, posters, cards, all kinds of stuff to give away. Stay here. Stay tuned. Watch every week. Tell your friends, relatives, mother, father. Tell everybody you know. Tell your grandma and grandpa to watch. So keep it here.
Yep.
As Steve breaks our set.
I always do.
So we're going to go.
Oh. We're gonna have a big contest, but okay. Now,
Steve's got a couple things he wants to show.
On a serious note here, these right here are special. Our cameraman Jim wants them. I can see them back there. These are the new Skybox Cards, The Simpsons. You have Radioactive Man. You have Otto, the awesome school bus driver. You have Homer, going. We have nothing to fear but fear itself, and of course, axe murderers. And we have Itchy and Scratchy with Bon Appetit, which I'm getting the chills just looking at this card. These are new, coming out from Skybox. It tells you a little bit about each one. Like Otto the bus driver, 30 years old, weight 147, hair black, greasy, and tangled. And Radioactive Man, issue number 27, date 1955. Publisher Bongo Comics, artist nobody cares and nobody knows. It gives a little bit of outline on everything. Itchy and Scratchy, I don't even want to read. These cards should be pretty hot. They're supposed to be hitting the market sometime December, January, depending on when they want to release them. I'm going to review these. I'm going to get some and I'm going to review them when they're out, but they look really, really neat. And for my second one, this is Zorro. This is a premiere preview edition, Zorro #1. This one I got to read. It's only about 6 pages of the book itself. Gives you a little outline story on this side, the artists. The artwork in this looks really good. I used to like the Zorro series when I was a little kid. So this series should be really good. I'm not going to say too much about it because, like I said, there was only 6 pages and I really didn't get to preview all that much, but I definitely suggest pick it up, try it. There's another Zorro series, Zorro vs. Dracula. That is going to be released, I believe, next week is the release date, so check it out. End of December is the release date.
Yeah, it looks pretty good. Looks good. High quality art.
Very, very, very high quality art.
Okay, now we're going to do our weekly reviews of comics that have come out in the past week or so. Mm-hmm. And
or so.
Steve will begin as he usually does. His first one
is...
This is actually the mainstream review, as you can see at the bottom of the screen.
Okay, for my first one, I'm going with Sludge #2 from the Ultraverse for $1.95. This one lacks something. It starts out, there's a young kid always getting beat up by his friends he hangs out with, and
good friends.
Yeah, real good friends. He grows up to just shoot people. I mean, look at, he just took a shot at us.
Oh my God, he's trying to kill people.
This one really lacks something. Sludge #1 was really good. Sludge 2 is okay. Sludge is back up to his old tricks, you know, sealing people's faces shut with the chemicals in his body and that kind of stuff, but they never mention this guy's name that's killing people through the book. It's weird. He goes and he hires this prostitute. He wants to beat her up for a while. She goes, oh, I can take a few bruises. Well, he beats the living wazoo out of her. And they flash back to the story when he was younger. He was on top of a little girl beating her up because he couldn't beat up guys.
Okay.
Tough guy. But Sludge is out. He meets up with the guys that killed him. The ones that threw him down into the sewer, shot him, and drop them in the chemicals. But it turns out this assassin wants to kill Sludge. He finds out about him. He's hired to kill him. He shoots him up with an Uzi, sticks a crossbow arrow with dynamite on it, blows it up, and at the end of the book, Sludge is laying there on the ground. He's standing over him. What'll happen in issue #3? I don't know, and I don't care because I'm not following the series anymore. I really got disappointed at the end of this book. I gave this one a 1 on total rating. The color was good, but that's about it. Sorry, guys, but hey. Second one for me, Silver Sable #20 by Marvel for $1.25, which is still a cheap book, and I like it. This one has a reappearance of Black Fox. Anna, Silver Sable's niece, comes up to live at the Silver Sable mansion. Say that one fast. And she ends up, Silver Sable goes out to dinner with a couple of her other buddies from the mansion, and Anna's alone. Black Fox breaks in to destroy their security systems. Well, Anna tries knocking down Black Fox, thinking, hey, maybe if I take down this hardened criminal, maybe Silver Sable will let me join, my wonderful aunt will let me join the Silver Sable gang over in the Silver Sable mansion. Turns out she ends up getting tied up and hung from the ceiling. And Silver Sable walks in and she's hanging there and she's like, oh, hi, Annie, nothing happened tonight. You know, this was a pretty good story. I really liked it. The name of it was Don't Be Afraid of the Dark. And it's got another story too. Sandman and Finn are in it at the end, but that's sort of a really stupid story. So, but I like this one. I gave this one a 2 on a total rating. Plus, she's hot. I like Silver Sable. Good looking. This is the first of its kind on this one here. This is Wolverine #1 by Marvel for $2.95. It's got a highly embossed cover. It's raised lettering. Name of this one is Global Jeopardy. Alex Trebek is not in this one, but it is called Global Jeopardy. This one deals with the World Wildlife Fund. This talks of a story where animals are disappearing all over the world and becoming extinct. What it does is it'll start on the story here, and it shows you an actual picture of the animal with a little write-up on it. How many of them are left, where they live, what's going wrong, why they're being destroyed. The story was really good.
It looks like you.
It's family. Wolverine's in this, Submariner, there's a whole bunch of characters, and it's really, really, really an interesting story. Anybody who's got a soft spot in their heart should pick it up for the pictures, and there's an article and a address in there if you want to mail to help the World Wildlife Fund, which I'm not going to let my wife see it because she mailed to that Free Willy Fund, which was very interesting. We got a cassette tape. But this one was really, really good. I gave this one a top rating because it has a story and a point to it. Not too many comic books do that unless they're either racially slurred or they deal with a serious political example or a political problem. This one deals with a problem that everybody should really be concerned at, and that's the loss of wildlife. And I really like this one. I gave it a top rating.
Wow, Steve, you almost made me want to cry.
Brings a tear to my eye. Okay, but this one is awesome. This one is by Bernie Wrightson. This is Captain Stern #1 from the Heavy Metal movie, if anybody ever watched him.
Is that where he's from?
Yeah, he's from Heavy Metal with Hanover Smith. Rolling the marble around, gets real big. Really good. This one starts out, Captain Stern's in jail, like he starts out in the movie and every other place. He escapes from jail. He robs a safe from Cosmic Cola, and it's got trillions of dollars in it. Philip Coffers, which is the owner of Cosmic Colas, he's an evil, evil scientist, and there's Mr. Gorney, the Grand Wizard. What's happening is the dead are coming back to life. They're not like Evil Dead. They're coming back, and they're just doing their jobs. No pay, no nothing. And nobody knows why. And they think it's something to do with the pop. What's happening is Philip Coffers has a time porthole that he's opening up from the past, and he's collecting dinosaur heads. It's really cool. He opens up the porthole, puts meat on the middle of his floor, and he stands there, and as a dinosaur comes through to eat it, closes the porthole, cuts the head off. It's really, really, matter of fact, there's a picture towards the end of the book right here that there's what's left of the dinosaur. He opened up the porthole again after he put the head up on the wall. But this book is really, really wild. Anybody who liked the Heavy Metal movie will like this one. This sells for $4.95. It's a little bit pricey, but that's only for the first issue. There's 52 pages of nothing but color, no ads through this. It was really worth it. I gave this a #3 rating. I really liked it.
Yeah, it looks like it's pretty good. All right, Stevie.
All right, Mikey.
Stevie had some good stuff this week.
Hell yeah.
And now I will be heading into the independent review. I will be reviewing a bunch of independent books. My first pick this week is called Magician's Village. It's #1 from Mad Monkey Press out of Toronto. The story is by Kaja Blackley, who is also Mad Monkey's publisher.
Kaja Ghoul?
Yep. Art is by Allison Williams. The story revolves around Timothy Rackman, who's a rich kid, and he's always being beat up and picked on by all the kids at school. Sounds like that other kid.
What is this? Maybe they're brothers.
Maybe. There's other characters include a human-sized mouse who is named Max. He walks around on 2 feet, just like we do.
Mad Max the mouse.
The Magician's Village is located under a bridge. When you walk under this bridge, it's black. When you go in there, there's a gatekeeper, and he chops your head off if you don't have an invitation. And once you go on, it's a different world. It's pretty wild. The mouse is supposed to guard Timothy and protect him, as there are others who want Timothy for several different reasons. And as in all of the Mad Monkey books, right in the middle there's a color spread because the books are black and white. And it's a good book. I like it. It's a very good story, and I think it's worth reading. The next one I have, I think it's like $2.45. It's a real weird price. The next one I have this week is...
$2.45.
Another Comics TV exclusive. This is a small press release by Sean Bieri out of Detroit, Michigan. He sent me 3 different small press books that he's got.
You'll love this.
This one here is Cool Jerk and Homo Gal. It's a good book. His art is very good. He's a very good artist.
Funny.
This is the best book out of the 3 different ones he sent. Cool Jerk is a superhero who can rejuvenate himself. He loses an arm and stuff, and he can grow a new one back. And Homo Gal is Homo Gal, and she's also a superhero. It's cute. It's only 50 cents. I mean, it's worth sending away for 50 cents. There's only like 8 or 10 pages, but it's worth it. It's not a bad deal. My 3rd book this week is Necromancer #3 from Anarchy Press in Bellingham, Washington. Drew Hayes of Poison Elves did half the art, including this page here. He did the art. If you know Drew's work, you could tell just by the way he draws faces that that
sort of looks like the Crow.
Yeah.
Artwork.
I didn't really like this book that much. Thomas Cisneros did the other half of the art, and Michael O'Connell wrote the story. It's weird. It's not very good. I didn't like it. It's definitely for adults, as there is adult situations. It contains nudity, and there's quite a bit of blood throughout it. It's your decision, but I would not recommend this one to anyone. That's all I got to say about it. But it is your decision. And my final book this week is another Comics TV exclusive, as several of them were today. This is by Charles Caldays and The Edge Press. What we see here is some unfinished art for his upcoming comic.
This is going to be tough.
Yeah, for his upcoming comic. I'm not quite sure what the title is, but it looks like the story is based around some kind of evil monster that's like killing all these people. Because as we see in this last panel here on the last page, we don't lose it. There's this guy down here who looks like he's killing the cops.
This reminds me of the movie Chud. Cannibalistic Humanoid Underground Dwellers, which came out back in '78. It looks just like the movie, but it looks very interesting.
It looks, the art doesn't look too bad. I mean, it's not the greatest art in the world, but it's not bad. The full completed book should arrive next month, and when I get it, I'll review it, and we'll let you know what it is. I mean, it doesn't look too bad. It looks like it could be interesting. Now we will go into what we normally do, is our comic previews for the upcoming books coming out in the near future.
Yes.
As he whips everything all over the place.
You want me to start?
Yep.
Okay, I'm going to start this week with Detective Comics number 672 from DC for $1.50. The Joker's major motion picture, The Death of Batman, isn't going as quite as planned as he wants, so he ups the stakes by drawing Batman into a deadly pie fight. Could be interesting. In a wheelchair? Could be tough. Shipping date for this is January 27th.
The real Batman?
The real Batman.
Jesus.
Hey, they're doing a lot of stuff to different characters. Now, Green Lantern's next. Or Green Arrow, I'm sorry. He is next.
I don't know if that's the one, Green Arrow or Green Lantern. One of them is delayed.
One of them is delayed.
Yes.
It's time for them.
Let's see. My first pick this week is Outer Space Babes #1 from Silhouette Studios. It's full-color story by C.J. Henderson. Inks by DC anchor Rick Bryant. He's done work on Shade. Shade the Changing Man. Art. Oh, what the heck is it? Oh, rising superstar Uriel Catan. He's Catan. He's going to be doing the art on this book. This tale is packed full of pulse-pounding action and adventure and includes a backup story by Dan DiCarlo and Chuck Ostern.
Well, if your pulse ain't pounding, it ain't going to be
32 pages, no ads, and it will be out in January.
Cool. Okay, for my second, I'm getting that evil eye over here. Okay, for my second one, Jim Stalin's Breed #1. Beginning in January, Malibu launches Bravero, a new line of creator comics founded by the 7 top industries. Mike did this before. Demonic night raiders attack and slaughter the inhabitants of a small Texas town in Buck and Snort in 1949. The only survival of this devastation is a teenage girl who 9 months later gives birth to Raymond Stoner, the Breed, a half-human, half-demon. As Stoner matures, he begins to uncover the truth of his own origins, comes to the special matter black cover enhancement with no increase in the cover price. A Bravera Gold stamp redeemable for Bravera Special Edition 40-page comic. Highly recommended, and it sounds really good because I'm going to show a picture of what Breed looks like right here. No, not right there.
Well, while Steve's looking for that,
I got it. And there is what he looks like. Right there. Could be interesting. Could be another one of them series, though, so you don't know.
And my final choice this week is Quad Depot #1 from Labyrinth Comics. It's a $3 black and white book. It contains 50 pages of stories for $3. There's Starsend, DPI, and Salvo. Starsend is about a group of super evolved animals that are trying to do some kind of weird thing. DPI, or Department of Paranormal Intelligence as it's known,
Ghostbusters,
is a recently created policing agency that is attempting to control the sudden increase in superhuman turmoil. And lastly, in this book is Salvo, which is a team of stir-crazy vigilantes breaking out of self-imposed exile. This sounds like a very interesting book with 3 interesting stories. It will be out in January.
Could be interesting.
And that is the end of our preview section.
Hope you like those this week.
Lastly, we'll catch you up on the upcoming shows, which will begin within the next couple of days.
Yeah. Shall I?
Yeah, right there.
Okay, November 28th, American Legion Post on Buffalo Avenue in Niagara Falls. There's one. December 1st at the Avets Post, number 26, 600 Ward Road in North Tonawanda.
And as we mentioned last week, on December 4th and 5th in Toronto, I forget exactly where it is, but we will be providing more information. Well, actually, this is it. We'll be there the weekend that it's there.
Yeah.
We've got one more show.
We'll be there.
One more show to do before this happens, so check local comic buyer's guide or check one of the local stores if you really want to know when it's going to be or where it's going to be, because it's going to be a good show. There's going to be a lot of guests. Toronto's only an hour and a half, 2 hours away, so
not Philadelphia 8.5 like we went.
So it'll be worth taking a ride there. And like we did last week, we're going to end our show with an interview from Comic Fest. Another one of our many interviews from small press artists. We'll fill you in on some stuff going on there. And Steve will end the show, as he always does, with his wonderful saying.
Yes. When you pick up a comic book, don't bag it, don't throw it on a shelf, read it. Don't let your mom hit it with a vacuum cleaner.
What is this with the vacuum cleaner thing?
Because my mom used to. Read it. That's what they're there for. That's what you're buying it for. Not to collect them, but to read them first.
First. You can collect them afterwards.
Yeah, collect them afterwards, but read them first. So, when you patronize your local comic shop, tell them you've seen it on COMX-TV. See ya.
See you, kids.
Hi, my name is Sean Iguanas. I work for Flatline Comics. Flatline Comics is a new comic book company that started in January. The first book came out in June. This is the first book. Flatbush Native is the first title. The first issue has sold out here at Comic Fest. We still have 5,000. Well, there are 5,000 in print of Flatbush Native #2, which is what you see here. Kent Powers is the editor-in-chief. You can speak to him if you like.
Give us a little info on the company.
Yeah, my name is Kent Powers. I'm the editor-in-chief of Flatline Comics, the only comic book company created and administered by college students. We're all Howard University students. We started our first book freshman year, published it, only 1,000 copies in print. It went so well that we were able to not only continue the series and improve it, but start a new line of comic books, including a series called Invictus, and a third series up there on the wall called Flatline Comics Presents, which comes out next month. Great. And it was formed by myself, Ornette Coleman, and another Howard University student, Will Watkins, who basically sat around in my room one night and came up with a story idea for a comic book. We illustrated it and took it to the school paper, and they rejected it. So we were kind of upset about the whole thing and decided that we could publish a comic book on our own.